As Dozer runs around watching me do some work, it occurred to me when I was looking for this stuff, not everybody is actually educated on the process to doing things like this, working with pressure treated wood. I went to a very large, they sell True Value, but they're called Schaefer's, hardware store down the road, and they sell everything. And I'm in their paint and wood section, and I'm talking to people, and I'm looking for end sealer, which is this, for coating the cut ends of pressure treated wood. And they looked at me like I had 3 heads. What are you talking about? You don't have to treat the ends of cut boards. That, like I said, they looked at me like I had 2 heads. They didn't understand that, like, this wood, a lot of you guys like know that it's real wet when you get it, pressure treatment. This wood, the liquid that they use to pressure treat this doesn't penetrate the entire piece of wood. It'll go in about, you know, 1/3 to 2/3 of the piece of wood, but there's a lot that's exposed on the inside. So when you cut this, and as this thing dries out, they call it end cracking. On these ends, where they're exposed the most, the wood will start to crack. So I'm learning a lot, and I'm learning that not everybody knows things like that. So they sell things like this. It's called end sealer. It's a hybrid wax polymer that you put on the end, and every professional that I've actually watched do decks and decking highly recommends it, and they talk about how good it is. Another thing that there's big controversy over that not everybody knows the answer is how to apply your boards on decking. They call it bark side. And then there's another thing with like where the board comes from, and I could show you that here too. This board, as you can see, is the exact center of the tree. So this board doesn't apply with what I'm about to tell you. So there's a bark side and then a cut side to these boards. They call the trick, the little ditty to remind you on which way to put it, happy and sad. So you always want happy, smile up. You always want that up on your project. If you have the boards, and I can show you an example here. If you have the boards facing the other way, as it dries, the ends will come up and it'll cup. When you put them this way, the center kind of actually rises. It resists cupping the other direction, but it resists actually warping. And if it does slightly, then the water will actually shed off. It's so much better for railings and decks and banisters and things like that. So I didn't know that before, you know, yesterday, but happy accident, I got all these right. And when you lay decking boards, that's something you got to pay attention to, because you dry fit them first without screwing them down. But I'm going to go around this, apply this end sealer to everything. I'm going to cut these 4x4s down to level, and then we can start doing the decking. I chose to do an 8-foot by 8-foot, so 2 4x8 sheets of plywood for the house section of this build, and then everywhere else I'm going to do decking. So there'll be like a porch that'll have really nice decking, but where the house is, I'm doing an 8x8 piece of plywood house. Then frame it above that and all that stuff. But let's get these ends cut off. Okay, that should do it for this part of the elevated playhouse build. I believe this is episode 4 or 5. I'll have to put it in the description, obviously. But I got all those boards lopped off, as you can see. Once they were cut off, I sealed them with the end sealer. They were a little bit difficult to get straight. I don't know if there's a recommended tool for this. I started using my reciprocating saw. That wasn't doing too good, so I went and got my circular saw. That did pretty good. It just didn't pass all the way through the board. So then I used my chainsaw, and that worked well, but it made kind of a mess of the surrounding board. So I did as nice of a job as I could do, and then sealed them up. And we will see how it goes from there. And then I walked around and just double checked all the boards. I put sealer on all the knot areas and areas where there might have been a little bit of chips or something like that. So I think I got all that. The container for the end sealer says that it might discolor your wood. Take that in consideration. What I suggest for that is take a small sample of something that you have, like an end piece or whatever, and try it on there and see if it's going to discolor it. So for now, this is Josh from the 570. Affiliate links are in the description. Rider Bag USA, check that company out. They sell awesome bags for you know, ATVs, motorcycles, you know, cyclists, even just reflective bags that people use at night. You know, anywhere from like big volume backpacks to shoulder bags. Really cool stuff. Check that out. You can save some money. But all different types of affiliates in the links below. This is Josh from the 570. We'll see you next time.
Hold me close till I get up.